Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is for my sisters who just finished the Alif Bata book, okay, and they're now in Qur'an. A few things, especially if you have no idea about the Mus'haf. I just want to talk about a few things about it, inshallah. So, number one is that it is preferred that you have your ablution, your wudu, before you touch this type of Quran, the Mus'haf. Okay, this is called a Mus'haf, and M-U-S-H-A-F, Mus'haf. And like I said, this has a different ruling than a translation. I'll show you a few, like this. A lot of people think that this is considered a Quran, but this is actually a commentary of the Quran. It's not a Mus'haf. It does have the Arabic portion on one side and the translation and some explanation. If you have this type, then this one is a different ruling than this one. You see what I mean? This is called the Quran, the Mus'haf, completely in Arabic, no English, no commentary, just the words of Allah. Here it's different. You have a mixture of, in this case, French and Arabic and stuff, and plus little comments on the side. This is different. So this you can touch. That's the opinion that I follow. You can touch. You can touch it with your bare hands, even if you don't have wudu and if you're not praying. However, you want to be careful when you open it, and you want to be careful not to put your naked hand on the Arabic letters. So you could maybe use a pen and read it that way, right? But yeah, you can hold it and you can touch it. However, this one here is preferred that you wear gloves, or you have somebody open it for you, and then again with your pencil and your pen, you could be, you know, going along like this, right? And then turning the page like this, you know, like really, or you could have gloves. So that is one. The second thing is, now you have your ablution, you are praying. I'm gonna put this back. You are praying. The second thing that you want to do is make sure that your intention while you're reading the Quran, you know, make sure that you have the right intention. You know, you could have intention for all acts of worship, maybe, so that you include everything, but many times we read Quran for different things. Like we could be reading Quran for ruqya. We're reading specifically to be healed. We can be reading Quran as a hasana, to use it to make dua. We can be reading Quran to reflect and ponder, tadabbur. We can be reading Quran to memorize it. We can be reading Quran to improve our recitation and tajweed. So there are different, so have an intention as to why you want to read some Quran. And I think that you could maybe have in your heart the intention of reading for all acts of worship, but just be clear, inshallah, because in Islam we are rewarded based on our intention. Okay, so that's the second thing. The third thing I want to say is make this a daily habit. Allah Azawajal loves consistency, even if it's done in small bits. We learned that from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, an authentic one. So this is the book of Allah. You don't want to open it just in the month of Ramadan, or open it just when, you know, I don't know, just go one time and then it's collecting dust for 3 weeks, and then, oh, let me open it again. Try to make it a daily habit and just start very, very small. It could be like, okay, I'm just going to read one ayah and close it. But I do it every day, right? And I think out of the 24 hours Allah blesses us with, we need to make sure we have the time to at least read one ayah and then close it. I'll do another video on how you can build a habit, and I do coach sisters on that. If you want coaching information, I will put that in the description below. But anyway, let's come back to the Quran here. So now we have our wudu, we are able to touch it, we have our intentions. The best thing, again, I'm just giving you all the protocol. It doesn't mean that you have to follow all of them, but you get more reward the more you follow it, right? You use siwak to clean your teeth. My siwak is on the table over there. But you will clean your teeth with siwak, and then you will also face the qibla. Okay, so I'm facing right now. I am facing the qibla. This is my prayer area, so I am facing the qibla. So you are facing the qibla. The Quran, you do not want to put anything on top of the Quran. The Quran should always be on top of something. Okay, so if you don't have anything like this, that's fine. Just make sure that when you hold it like, you know, with respect, and then always put it on top of something. Never put something on top of it. It is better not to write directly on the Quran. I do have that's why I bought these. Don't know if it's gonna show up here. I think I have, like, yeah, here it is. You know, these translucent post-its. That's pretty handy if you don't want to write on it, on the mushaf itself, and some people say it's better not to, or if you have like little post-it like this that you could put on the side and write on, you know, or little things like this, that might be better. But other people say, you know, have a pencil and gently like write where you make mistakes or stuff like that. So inshallah, I think for me, I bought these translucent, and I'm like, why not just use these, you know? The Quran teaches us that when we recite Quran, the first thing we need to do is seek refuge in Allah against the shaitan. This is a verse in Surah 16. I don't have the exact ayah number, but I know it's in Surah 16. I think it's in the 100s, but I'm not quite sure. But it's it's teaching us that when we want to read Quran, we need to seek refuge in Allah against the shaitan. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly which ayah number it is. It's like towards the end, and I think it's in the hundreds. But I'm not going to use the time here to look for it. Yeah. But it's in Surah 16. That one for sure I know. Okay. So we seek refuge by saying what? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Oh, alhamdulillah. I just saw it. It's ayah 98. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فإذا قرأت القرآن فاستعذ بالله. So saying أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. فاستعذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. So this is in the Quran. It's ayah 98. Allah is telling us before you, when you're about to recite Quran, then you want to seek refuge. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم is what you want to say first. Now, if you are at the beginning of a surah, all the surah in the Quran, surah is a plural of surah, and all of the surah in the Quran start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, except Surah At-Tawbah, which is a 9th surah in the Quran. So, for instance, here you have Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, so all of them have it. So you have usually the first 2 pages of the Quran, out of the Mus'haf, they're really decorated, and they're really like even a different paper than the rest. Like in this one, you see how decorated it is. The rest is not decorated like this, right? So usually on one side, the first side, the right side, you'll have Surah Al-Fatiha, and then on the left side, you'll have the first 5 ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, Surah Al-Baqarah is the longest surah of the Quran. It has 286 ayat. So what you want to open the Mus'haf, like if you have a Mus'haf, you will see this usually, this circle here where it says Qur'an al-Karim, Qur'an al-Karim. So that's what it says here, al-Qur'an al-Karim. So what you want to do is start from this side. Okay, when you see that these symbols here, that's where you want to start. Like this one, you could see it also. Let's see. This is a translation, so they have. It's not the same. I was trying to see if I have another one to show you, but wherever it says Al-Quran, you see the writings of the Quran. This is where you would begin. Okay. We read in Arabic from right to left. You know that now because you finished the Alif Bata book. So the beginning of the Quran starts with Surah Al-Fatiha, and like I told you, it will be on these very decorated pages, and it will be on your right, and it ends with Surah Al-Nas all the way to the back. Okay, all the way to the back. So you will see Surah Al-Nas here. Okay, it ends with Surah Al-Nas. So how does it go? From right to left. So here you won't have any issues understanding that, but when you come to the end, like you may be getting confused as to like, okay, how does it go? So I'm going towards from Fatiha to Nas. I'm gonna have Kafirun, then I'm gonna have Idha Ja, I'm gonna have Masad, Qul Wallahu Ahad, Falaq, and Nas. So it's going like this. Okay, it's going from the right to the left. At the end, after Surah Al-Nas, usually you will have like a dua of completing the Quran, like so many different duas. And then also in the back, you will also have many times the index, you know, where to find on what page, where to find the surah, usually. And here in the back here, you will have like the stopping symbols, the symbols from the Quran. Mine is in Arabic, and I'm pretty sure yours will be as well. Okay, so that's all. Usually, that's all you will have. The Quran is divided in juz. One juz means a section, a portion of the Quran. There are 30 ajza, 30 juz. In mine, if you look at the different colors, it's colored by juz, right? It's colored by juz. So if you see a different color, it's a different juz usually, right? So that's the rainbow mushaf. But you won't have, if you don't have the rainbow mushaf, you won't have the different colors. But just know that is divided by juz. This is part 1 of you getting to know your mushaf a little better. Once we go in, I will explain to you how to understand even the juz, how it's divided in his, and how to know, how to actually see when you get to hizb and all of that. So we'll definitely look at that, inshallah, in the next video. But for now, you've learned that you should have wudu, your intention. You should be facing Qibla, clean your mouth. Another thing I would say is be in a quiet place. Say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. And then if you're starting a surah, you will start with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, except if it's Surah Tawbah. If you are not starting, let's say you were reading Baqarah and you read the first page, the second page, and like you're right here on the 3rd page, and then you bookmark it, I'm going to come back to it. When you come back to it, you don't have to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. You just say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, and you continue. Mathaluhum kamathali. That's how you would do that. And the next thing I would just say, then we go, inshallah, is that you do not want to cut the recitation of Qur'an any kind of way. What I mean by that is if somebody is calling you and you're reading, try to go all the way to the end of the ayah, go all the way to the end of the ayah, and then you can respond to the person, right? Don't pick up your phone in the middle of the ayah and then you cut it and you're talking. Don't just cut it and talk to your kids and scream at them and then come back. No, like really understand that these are the words of Allah. So there's a certain etiquette and respect that we should have. So your kids are making a mess and you want to correct them, finish the ayah first, close it and talk to them. And when you come back, you have to say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Don't just go from their conversation to just reading. You have to again seek refuge in Allah and come back to the reading. The ayat numbers, if you see them here, I promise this is my last one. I really wanted to make it no more than 15 minutes, but I do want to put the numbers in there. We learned the numbers in Alif Bata book, so now you will see that the number of the ayah comes at the end of the ayah. So let's say in this page here, the ayah starts here, Innal ladhina kafaru sawa'un alayhim a'anzartahum am lam tunzirhum la yu'minun. That's it, and that's the number of the ayah. So this is ayah 6. This is number 6, and it belongs to this ayah. It doesn't belong to what's coming up. So always, I know it's confusing at first, but always remember that the number of the ayah comes at the end of that ayah. So the 6 belongs to this ayah that started here. Okay, inshallah. Barakallahu fikunna, sisters. May you be of the Ahlul Qur'an, the people of Qur'an. Assalamu alaikum.